If you haven't seen the first 3 parts of the series, click on one of these video links. In this episode, we go extreme. Extreme angles are usually challenging for people and frequently ignored by artists. But studying the extreme angles will make you better at the more common angles because you'll have a better understanding of the method. To help us visualize the extreme angles, we have a special guest. This is Lumi. Let's start by talking about the twist, or rotation along the z-axis. This has a few important effects on the head. First, the center line and brow line will be at an angle. Second, the side plane will go down to reveal more of the top of the head, or up to reveal more of the bottom. The ellipse that indicates the side plane will be angled perpendicular to the brow line. This is caused by the ellipse being in perspective. To get the proper angles on the front and side planes, remember that the head can be simplified into a box to visualize the perspective. You can see the same angles throughout the face as on the box. So this is what we have so far. The hard part is over. If you do that part right, adding the jaw should be fairly straightforward. Just observe the major plane changes. The third effect a twist has is on the gesture of the neck. Look for the curve. Try to avoid lollipop necks. The concept of stretch and pinch applies here too. Now let's take a look at extreme up and down tilts along the x-axis. I always look for the degree of the tilt by observing the angle from ear to brow. Find the angle of the brows and then the thirds. Remember what we learned in part 2 of the series about foreshortening. The thirds will get smaller as they recede from us. So in an up tilt, the bottom third will be about the same as half of the side plane, and the forehead will be fairly small. And the opposite in a down tilt. A confusing area for most people is the shape of the jaw as the head rotates up and down. During this rotation, the relationship of the corners of the jaw and the bottom of the chin will change. As a person looks up, the chin will come up and at one point be in line with the jaw, creating a boxy shape. If you keep going, the shape actually inverts and you get the opposite triangle. In an up tilt, you're also seeing the bottom plane of the jaw, which wraps around the cylindrical neck. This connection of the jaw to the neck is important, so try not to overlook it. As a person looks down, the jaw shape becomes more triangular because the corners of the jaw and the bottom of the chin move away from each other. Another common area of frustration is the tip of the nose. In an extreme up tilt, the tip will be unusually close to the eyes. It's so unusual that most of us feel like we need to move it down to lengthen the nose. Observe the shape of the bottom plane of the nose and compare it to the length of the entire middle third, from brow to bottom of the nose. It's important to remember that the eyes and lips are not flat on the face. They are rounded in their simplest forms. So observe the curvature of these features as they wrap around the eyeball and the tooth cylinder. So what would happen if instead of the head rotating up or down, we move the camera above or below the head? When this happens, the side plane rises or drops to reveal more of the top of the head or the bottom of the head, but this time without changing the angle of the center line, since there is no twist. From this angle, the neck will be mostly covered by the head and we just see shoulders. That's it for this episode. Next week, we'll be covering the eyes. I decided to do a little giveaway to help promote this video. The prize is your very own Lumi, the one I used for this video actually. I posted a link to this video on my Facebook. All you have to do to get your own Lumi is find my profile on Facebook and reshare that post. I will use a random generator to pick the winner on September 14th. Good luck! Hey, if you like this video, your friends might too. Please help me out and share this video on your favorite social network. And don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter on Proko.com.